In 1998, I learned two very valuable lessons. Number one, super glue is not really that bad to glue your teeth with. And number two, if you dig extremely deep inside of you, you will find a version of yourself that you never ever knew that you had. If you become obsessed with a goal and you put everything into that goal, you can actually move mountains. Now, why am I sharing this? Well, in 1998, I was part of helping my father be released from prison. My father was put in prison for multiple reasons when his business broke down. And it was an obvious thing for me to jump in and say, I am here, I'll do whatever it takes to get him out. Now that year, I learned from my father the strength and the power of your mindset. Because through the whole journey of these 8 months that he spent in prison, he did not once crumble and fall under the pressure of what he was going through. He came out with no scars. I also learned that I am a powerful woman. I went from a child or a girl at that point to actually growing into an incredibly strong woman. So for all of this, I am grateful. Now, what happened with the glue? You're gonna ask me that question. I know you're gonna ask me with that. Well, when my father was in prison, his teeth fell out. And he lost a lot of weight because of the malnutrition that was happening in prison. And so what me and my sister did, we manipulated the guards in order for us to be able to smuggle super glue into the prison so that he could glue his teeth back. And the joy on my father's face when he had his teeth back in his mouth and he was able to eat, I will never ever forget. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Well, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because most of us don't access even 10% of the greatness that we actually hold, not until we are put into a situation where we need to dig deep. I am grateful for this experience that I had because it's actually defined me as a human being and is part of the fundamental values that I hold for my business. And it also has given me access to a depth of myself that was so insane and so intense that made me go so far in my career and as a coach. And I want to give you one single message today. I want you, when you wake up tomorrow morning, to say to yourself, if I was obsessed with something right now, if I was really, really hungry and driven right now for something in my life, how would I show up with my tasks today? Who would I be? What kind of values would I honor? How would I speak to people? How would I dress? How would my life be elevated if I put energy, passion, and obsession into everything that I do? I mean, we know that if you're training at the gym and you put all of your energy into a lift, for example, you can lift so much more than if you go in and you kind of have half average kind of, let's see what happens, maybe it will work, maybe it won't. Ask yourself, do I play small in my life and become an average version of myself? Or do I make my life my obsession and the will to get to what I want in my life a must for me? If you do that, and you do that every single day, consecutively throughout the day, and you remind yourself to get yourself in that peak performance energy every single day, I'm telling you something. You will create so much magic in your life that you never even thought was possible. Because 1998 changed my entire life for me. It changed me as a woman, and I have never regretted the journey I was on, even though it was one of the most painful years of my life. It was a time of my life where I was most alive because I was obsessed with getting my father out, which we did right before Christmas 1998.